Right now I want to show you the RAM-B-202 rectangular plates. You can see here there's quite a few, and I just want to go through and explain to you the sizing of each one. They all work the same. They all have a 1-inch ball on the top of them, which allows you to mount it to a RAM 1-inch socket arm, be it this size here, the standard size or medium size or a small size, whatever. And then you can just create a mount from these. Now ideally with these plates will just vary in hole patterns and size, but really at the end of the day it depends on what you're mounting. You can either use these as a base or to connect to the back of some system you already have. These all do come with a 1-inch ball, the ones I'm showing you here, but you can get them all exactly the same but with a 1.5-inch ball diameter there. So, and the part numbers are going to be the same in every way except they're going to be the RAM-202 series instead of the RAM-B, which is what these are. So let's quickly whip through these. You've got the RAM-B-202-12, which is a plate which has a hole pattern here of hole spacing of 1.5 inches, and then it's actually 1/8 inch wide by 2 1/8 inch long. This one here is the RAM-B-202-152. Is 1 5/8 inch wide and 2 1/8 inch long, and it has a hole spacing of 1 inch center to center by 1.5 inch center to center. Next you have the RAM-B-202-1525, which is 1 5/8 inch wide by 2 5/8 inch long, and it has a hole spacing of 1 inch by 2 inch. And these are center to center. Next you have the RAM-B-202-153, which is 1 5/8 inch wide on the plate and 3 1/8 inch long on the plate, and the whole center to center is 1 inch by 2.5 inches. Now we get up to the next range here, the RAM-B-202-22. You have a hole spacing here of 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, and the plate itself is 2 1/8 inch square. Next you have the RAM-B-202-225, which is 2 1/8 inch wide and 2 5/8 inch long, and it has a hole spacing of 1.5 inches by 2 inches. Next you have the RAM-B-202-23, which is 2 1/8 inch wide by 3 1/8 inch long on the plate, and the hole spacing is 1.5 inches by 2.5 inches, hole center to hole center. Next you have the RAM-B-202-24, and that is a width of 2 1/8 inch wide on the plate and 4 1/8 inch long on the plate, with a hole center of 1.5 inches center to 3.5 inches long center to center. And finally you have the RAM-B-202-25, which is 2 1/8 inch wide on the plate and 5 1/4 inch long on the plate, and it is 1.5 inches hole center to hole center by 4.5 inches hole center to hole center. So there you have it. That's how they all match up in dimensions. Again, all the same ball size here, and it just gives you a really good option of when you need to get a RAM ball onto the back of something or mounting on a surface and you're restricted in the size. Here's the plates that will generally come up best, giving you the options you need. So there you have it, the RAM-B-202 rectangular plates.